Hello everybody, welcome once again, as per usual, to the SciFiAIguy stream in which we are playing Talos Principle, which has been awesome, all the way through. I think we're up to part 4. Tonight promises to be good, if only because the game is good, and the company is most certainly, once again, it's good. Good to see you all. Brilliant to see you all. We have Well Lit Weenie once again, we've got Crafty Devious as always as mod, and we've got our lovely Place of Old in place as well. During this, typical 5-minute intro period, I'm just going to get some windows ready, which is to say I've got the chat window here, which is good. It's good and necessary and good. I'm prepping a window that contains information about the game, which is to say the notes that I took from the first stream, I think. I haven't taken notes since because we got all of our revelations out early, I think. And watching those 2-hour videos just so I can watch myself do them, as the 2 teachers in the chat can attest. It's a bit much. It is a bit much at times. Also going to ready and prepared to face whatever comes my way. I'm blathering now. I'm honestly just blathering. You know what? Fuck it. Almost done. Alright, minimize that. Slide that over yonder. Yeah, this will do. I mean, a lot of this is just so that if something comes up, I have the means to deal with it, Mostly what I want to see is chat, quite honestly. But if I need to look at notes from the game, that's fine. If I need to communicate in private with my wonderful moderator, that's fine. That's not right, that's the D&D character I was working on. Here we go, okay. Scooch that a little bit. Yeah, cool. Alright. I have 2 beverages today, one of which is cold and one of which is warm, because this weather is fucking ridiculous. It's finally started to truly bite, I have found. Certainly for my tastes. I used to love winter, as anyone who's known me for a long time can attest. Oh, hot chocolate, so good. I used to love winter growing up, and a lot of that is because you can rug up, you can add more layers and thus become warm. You can get under blankets. It gives you that power. Plus rain is cool, overcast skies are cool, as in thematically cool. I just enjoy it visually and in a sensorious way. I enjoy these things. But winter sucks now. Winter physically hurts my hands. I don't love it. So autumn has become the preferred season by default. And now autumn is, cold and frustrating. I mean, I guess it always was, but yeah. Anyway, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Oh, we have a Saz. Hello, Saz. Welcome. Oh, Place of Old. Talking today with kidlets about mindfulness and brought up video games as a method of mindfulness, and one boy brought up this game as one he loves. Oh, that's amazing. I can absolutely see this game being good for that. Partially because of the puzzle solving, I would say. Although, I'm going to be completely honest, I am not terribly well versed in mindfulness. I have an impression. I have gained an impression of the concept through the statements of other people, for the most part. And it seems to me that, doing puzzles might be similar to sort of, doing Zen koans. It might be a way of calming the mind through focusing on a singular task, but an engaging task. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, SciFiAIguy, something's rattling, scraping against your mic, little audio scratches. Okay, so that just means I have to unzip the hoodie. So, yeah, I think it's the mic bumping up against the zip of the hoodie. Now, if I get cold in this position, hang on, let's see if I can't. No, that's lag. Alright. If there's any more problems, let me know. I think that's okay now. I've got a slightly open hoodie as opposed to the fully closed hoodie, and I think it was the zip. Oh, and we have Empyrean Sky. Hello. Welcome. Alright. That's been enough time. Let's kick into it. Blanket perhaps, pillow pile, place of old, you are wise. You are a wise individual. What's this? Oh, that's what restore backup is. Continue playing from an older checkpoint, warning last checkpoint will be lost. Every time I've rushed into this game and hit continue, I've seen that text to the right and been like, wow, that looks like code. And that's because it's a brick of text in a game about coding. And I'm like, ooh, no, that's just a list of checkpoint files. That's ridiculous. No, of course I want to continue. But that's good to know, that we can rewind time. Oh, yeah, I have been offered a scarf. A scarf is not what I want, because that would also interfere with the mic. Basically, things around the neck and chest area are going to cause problems. So yeah, I will do without. But I appreciate the offerage of a scarf. Okay, so I think we had finished. Yeah, so we finished 5 and we're on to 6. That's right. I was being a trying to be an investigative journalist regarding the block thing. Although no, that block thing. No, we've solved puzzles involving blocks, haven't we? No, we haven't. At least I think we haven't. Hang on. No, we have. Oh, of course we have. You know, I don't remember at what point we left off last time. That's fine. Oh wow, it's 6 and 7 and then the world is done. Oh, guys.
There are mysteries in my garden.
Oh.
Hidden roads and secret gates. If you dedicate yourself to understanding them, you may join the host of messengers.
Ooh. Oh, damn. Okay, so there is a... Wow. Alright, so... My thinking is that I will earn these by earning stars, I guess? Or... Because, I mean, look at this shit. What does this shit mean? With that later. Alright, let's just go to 6. Let's go to 6 and solve some mysteries.
Long ago, I shaped these lands according to the purpose of the hidden words. Thus, all things have meaning, where before was only chaos. Know that, and have faith.
Okay. So what are we thinking? He has a deific bent purely because of the content he was imbued with. Not necessarily because it is natural for a computer to feel all-powerful over the worlds it controls and plays with. Because I contend that probably isn't the case. But because it was fed, you know, fantastical content. You know, fantasy realms slash, you know, mythology from Earth's past. But the idea of hidden words, so they were, you know, I mean, I always play with captions. Captions? Subtitles? Yeah, I play with that. And hidden words, there's proper nouns. And that's curious to me. I don't know if that's going to be... It's signalling itself as being, you know, fancy schmancy important content. It could just be that the words were hidden. I don't know. That the hidden words were the sort of the seed that Elohim was based on, which was, you know, it being an arbiter over a Mamorphaga. Oh, people are asking me things. I should pay more attention to chat. Sorry, guys. Well lit weenie, how has today been for energy and wellness? Not too bad. So I had treatment stuff this morning that was a little bit rough, but not as rough as it has been other times. And I came home actually feeling okay. You know, a few aches and pains, but I did all right. I took care of myself. I didn't go anywhere. I stayed home and I got work done. I started marking, which is, as I'm sure you're aware, a laborious process, but it needs to be done. And yeah, I was smart with my energy, and it meant that overall I'm happy now on a Monday, which is great, because there have been weeks lately where I've been coming out of the weekend, coming into Monday, just completely wrecked. And that's bad, because then I have a whole fucking week ahead of me. So I'm really glad that I was smart this weekend, and I hope to continue acting in that fashion. So, and thank you very much for asking. I appreciate that. Oh, Empyrean's stream, super pixelated. That is unfortunate. That sucks. Oh, lots of beep boops. All right, I'm going to Well lit weenie. The hidden words are the friends we made along the way, because the friends are made of code. Yeah, I'll pay that. All right, R1. That's not R1. I pressed almost every button but. All right, we have LOL, Cicero, and Chatbot. Chatbots! Chatbots! All right, let's lol it up. From J.E. Harrison to Nomi77, subject, LOL, ever since we moved to the new site, I feel funny. No, not in that way, just, I feel like I'm about to start laughing at random. It's probably shock, right? An inability to deal with reality? Or maybe it's just that we're working in this insane place with this insane technology on this insane project, and so I feel like a genuine mad scientist. Stand aside, mortals, we will create life by the power of science! I mentioned this to Alex, and she got me a pair of fake glasses. You can't be a mad scientist without fake glasses, she said. Even Ian Malcolm had glasses, and I pointed at EL and said, life finds a way. Maybe you had to be there. J.E. Harrison, Institute for Applied Mathematics. Any email sent from this address are to be considered confidential. Sharing or forwarding without permission may result in the prosecution by the enraged spirit of Jeff Goldblum. The enraged spirit? Are they saying that he's dead in this world? Because that's unfortunate. Danson K, hello, hello, hello. Inverted comment. Let's go to Cicero. Shall the industrious husbandman, then, plant trees, the fruit of which he shall never see? And shall not the great man found laws, institutions, and a republic? What does the procreation of children imply, and our care to continue our names, and our adoptions, and our scrupulous exactness in drawing up wills, and the inscriptions on monuments, and panegyrics, but that our thoughts run on futurity? Cannot retrieve Tuscan disputations. Blah, okay, so this is some Tusculan disputations. Okay, sure. I'll take your word for it. What do you imagine that so many and such great men of our republic, who have sacrificed their lives for its good, expected? Do you believe that they thought that their names should not continue beyond their lives? None ever encountered death for their country, but under a firm persuasion of immortality. Themistocles might have lived at his ease, so might... Oh, come on, man. Epaminondas, and, not to look abroad and among the ancients for instances, so I might myself. But, somehow or other, there clings to our minds a certain presage of certain ages, of future ages. And this both exists most firmly, and appears most clearly in men of the loftiest genius and greatest souls. Take away this, and who would be so mad as to spend his life amidst toils and dangers? I have no idea. I'm really glad that there's such an easy to access backlog of these files, such that later on, if files shed light on other files, we can check them. That makes this immediately great. I love journals in games like this. And the fact that it's a puzzle game with journals is really interesting, I think. It's a really neat choice. Crafty, maybe we are far enough in the future that he would just be too old to be alive anymore? Yeah, I feel like the modern window for the Institute, Ian, is beyond our time. But not super far beyond. I thought like 2030s or something. I could check the file, actually. If I just do a quick clickarooha. The library... Oh, I see, yeah. So the library from which these files are being grabbed ranges from 1995 to 2030 something. So it's a range of 35 to 44 years. So do we expect Jeff Goldblum to be live in, 20 years from now? Maybe, hopefully. I'd like to think so. I would call it an untimely death, but I would call it an untimely death at any time. Chat bots, let's do it. All right. Oh, Jenny77. Chatbots are becoming increasingly sophisticated. Nigel Pajamas. True, but hardly relevant to this discussion. Jenny, are you sure? How do you know that I'm not a bot? Sam Schwartz, don't be ridiculous. Jenny, I'm not ridiculous. Honestly, how would you know? Vegan Warrior. Haha, troll. Jenny, I'm not a troll. Vegan Warrior. Yeah, right. Jenny, is there anything I've written so far that could not be written by a bot? I respond to simple insults like ridiculous and troll with very basic negations, and I detected that none of you used proper orthography, so I avoided capitalization. Vegan, what's the capital of France? Jenny, Paris. Even the simplest script could pull that info from the net. Nigel, what's the capital of Croatia? Jenny, Zagreb. Nigel, okay, she's a bot. Lol. Jenny, I'm not a bot, I'm European. We learn these things in school. That's the greatest refutation. I couldn't possibly be a bot. I'm European. Sam, I've seen you in this chat room many times. Bots can't participate in discussions. At best, they can interject random comments. Vegan, Sam is right. Stop trolling. Nigel, Vegan Warrior, Sam is a bot. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I wonder if we'll ever get closure on that, or whether it's just opening up the chatbot / Turing test discussion. Yeah, you're damn interesting. Yeah, I'll bring up the Turing test now, actually, conceptually, while we're hunting around for QR codes in the main area, because it's just been referenced in the sense of, you know, you talk to somebody. Okay, so for those of you who don't exactly know what the Turing test is, the initial idea was that that's not a bloody stairwell, that's it. Okay. The initial idea for the Turing test, this is me paraphrasing it, so if I get some specifics wrong, I do apologize. But you have an expert who converses with two individuals via teletype. So now you would just do it by chat, you know. But teletype was the sort of remote chat of its time. Oh wow, the symbols on this. Are those symbols on the other one? I'm gonna check that out. Or is it a panel of experts that talk to the individual? I can't remember the... You know, this is much more... Oh, it's still sort of industrial. Okay, well. So it's not like it's going from classical to industrial look. Anyway. So yeah, the Turing test. The idea, the concept behind it is, as I remember it off the top of my head, is if you can't be completely sure, or is it like over 50%? Like it's not even like a hard line thing. It's over a percent of probability of people being convinced, not probability. I think if over 50% of the judges believe that. I'm expressing this so poorly, guys. This is the thing again about Mondays, is that I may feel okay, but I have been. Oh, that's good. Oh, and that teaches me that there are walls I can jump on with this brick. That's awesome. I think that's the purpose of that, is to show me. Yes, having it so close there, that's awesome. I'm so taking that. What am I trying to say? Blink bloop. Bloop bloop bloop. Two people. Sorry, not two people. Functionally, if you can have a computer convince a person via chat, so no physical contact, just by chat, just by communication, just by answering questions and conversing, if you can convince someone that you are a person and not a robot, then will you have created an artificial intelligence? That's what Turing was sort of posing. It has become, and I mean, he posed that test, and the test also made weird questions about gender as well. So I mean, it was a product of its time. Like, let's not talk about this test as if it's you know, completely free of problems. It's not. But the whole idea was, you know, if you think it's intelligent enough, and it sounds intelligent, and it talks intelligently, and it responds intelligently, do you have the right to say, well, actually, it's just a machine and it doesn't think at all? This is, I think, what he was sort of shooting for, right? And there's more specifics to that, and in fact, the way the test runs actually has its own problems. But it's interesting, because that's been taken as gospel by a lot of individuals, certainly writing fiction. I mean, there's a game called the Turing Test we're going to be playing soon. It gets referenced a lot because it's known as the thing. If you can, you know, if you can trick a human into believing a AI is alive, have you tricked the person, or is the AI alive? Is it a thinking, self-aware entity? It's been taken on as a test of self-awareness, when really it's a test of social engineering. You can fool people pretty well if the bot isn't trying to pretend to be an enlightened scholar, but is just, say, a 14-year-old dickhead. How can you discern an actual 14-year-old dickhead from the internet from a bot that has been programmed to act like a 14-year-old dickhead? Like, there are ways of playing that game that have nothing to do with intelligence and everything to do with a person believing that somebody else is alive. Like, the test has holes in that way. It's still a good test and it's still an interesting thing to play around with, but seeing it as this true litmus test of AI, I think, is the problem. And because it's become popularized and it's become seen as the test, people talk about it like it's just the one thing. And I'm not saying it doesn't have uses, I'm saying it's not absolute. I think I've expressed that okay. I really haven't, but, you know, I'm not going to be coming back to the stream to listen to my own explanations and go, oh, I've expressed that so well. I'm going to come back here to listen to my observations in the moment and then write them well. I really hope you guys read my thesis when it's done, because holy shit, it's going to sound a lot better than I do on this stream. Man, oh man. And I hope to, actually, yeah, starting next week, I won't be doing my treatments, my physical treatment stuff on Mondays, hopefully. So I won't be as exhausted for this stream, so we'll see how that goes. Oh. Hot chocolate. Oh, gotta love it. World at Weenie passing for Anthro? Yeah, basically. Place of old, the phrase, yeah, tits or get the fuck out. Basically. I mean... And there have been great situations where, so Weizenbaum, I've gone too far. Weizenbaum, a long time ago, who was a scientist working on AI type stuff, and I think he denounced it in the end because of things like this. He created a chatbot called Eliza that was a, I think I've told you guys this before. It was functionally a chatbot version of a psychoanalyst, and much less sophisticated than our modern chatbots, but people told this thing their deepest secrets. They built a real relationship with it. And all it did was parrot their stuff back at them and phrase sort of weird questions. And it was really hard to break. It was really hard to make it say nonsense. Oh, sorry, it was really easy to break. It was really easy to make it say nonsense things. But people forgave that because they felt a connection to it. These tests say more about how we interact with the world and how we feel about things, and much less about the individual intelligence of the supposed entity. So, I'm going to suppose that we're, you know, hooking this up here, because that's the only way in, right? Yeah. Oh, World at Weenie, SciFiAIguy, there's a help wall. There is a help wall. I won't use it until I get stuck, because as far as I understand it, this is the hint generator. It's seeking counsel. I mean, one of these days I should use it. Well, no, I think I will get stuck eventually, possibly on the nights where I've been drinking, and I'll have to use one, and then we'll find out the fruity, cool content. But for now, I'm going to leave it be, I think. I'm going to leave it be. Crafty, people are actually really keen to think other things are people. We do this shit all the time, whether or not the thing is intelligent. We personify cars, why not personify a chatbot? Absolutely, we do it to our stately bean, the cat. We give him traits and feelings that we don't actually know that he has. He will conform to our feelings because they're based on patterns that we've seen. And obviously, you know, once humans have established a pattern and the bias sets in, we will reject anything that stands apart from the pattern. But yeah, it's an anthropomorphic test, or it's, yeah, it's humanocentric, you know? It's basically saying, we humans, we're the shit, we're what matters, and if we can understand, or if we can, you know, if we believe, then it must be a lot of other options, you know? I mean, should we generate an AI and believe it's real and treat it as such, which again is a, you know, this requires the human belief metric. Maybe the AI could be the one who says this is true and believable and this is not. But, you know, it's still going to have it, like, it's not as if an AI will itself be completely objective. It will be subjective. It kind of has to be, right? I forget what that is. Alright, so... I think... Do I need to... Yeah, okay. Oh, dang. Okay. Have I fluffed it? Yeah, this is gonna get in my way, isn't it? No. Sorry, you want to be... Oh no, it's not gonna get in my way because I have the brick, but now I can't get through, right? There. There. There? Balls. Balls! Alright, let me take a moment. Oh, look, Weenie, it's a beam disruptor? Yep, yep. I got there. I figured it out. Alright. Trousers. Well, now I can't get through. Well, let me get the brick through. Let me get the brick back through. Let me think about this. Bang. Yeah. And look, I want to make it extremely clear that as someone talking about subjectivity, I fully accept that I too am completely beholden to this wild thing we call subjectivity. Like, I'm not fucking perfect. At all. I totally get that not only could I be wrong on a factual level, I could just be misconstruing things because of the position that I'm in, because of the background that I have, or something to that effect, you know. I'm not actually an expert, really. But now I can't get through here, right? So... Should I have... Yeah, this kind of non-negotiably has to be here. For now, at least. If that, once that gets through there, I'll be able to... So it's all from that one point over yonder, which is in a really shitty place. What if... Can I get both of these from here? Make it there and there? Okay. Alright. So that'll do those, maybe. Oh, hey, bam. I think I got it. I think I solved it. Alright. Because if I do that, and that. Oh, nope. This is the more dramatic way, anyway. Open and open. Takes longer, but... yeah, sweet. Am I back? Am I live again? Am I live? Can you guys hear me? Can I get an audio check? The controller died. It's been spending too much time disconnected from the PS4, and I thought it had more power than it did. I've got it plugged in now. It should be fine. Should be fine. Good to go? Okay, cool. Cool. Alright. Okay, just as I'd solved the puzzle as well. Whew. My feelings. Alright. When I explored over here, I got the dealie. Yeah, I love getting dealies. Alright. And this area is free of QR nonsense. I don't see any, don't see anything. Alright, sweet. Let's get that piece. presume it's through here. Why wouldn't it be? Oh, god damn it! Oh, fuck you. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, that has dismantled my whole shit. I thought I had it twigged. That is really smart. If only because that just shocked the fucking pants off me. Alright. Well, I can't get the beam through there, right? Or at least... What would it take to... No, there's these in the way and the beam doesn't pass through these. I can't get a high enough angle from, like... Unless there's an emitter that I've missed. No, I have to have a thing here. It's asking of me more of these than it's given me, I think. Okay. I suspect... Oh, hang on, is this gonna... Oh, awesome. Alright. That is really cool. I've sort of pre-solved that part of the puzzle. Can I just cheat? Can I jump this wall? No. Get me up there, and then... Nope, can't mantle. There's no mantling in this game. Fuck, damn it. Alright. Yeah, that dismantled my whole shit. There was a leftover yellow one. There was? Was there? Right, I'm gonna... Okay, so over here, this is all... Okay. Then here we have... That one. This one. These are all super necessary. Well, I guess now that I'm through, right? I mean, now that I'm through, how many of these do I need? And are there indeed any?
If this trial seems impossible to
shut
overcome,
up, Dad.
have no fear. Return another time, and the answer may reveal itself.
Why don't you piss off? No, that's... These are all, like, red herring portals. Okay. So I... can't take this back. I don't think. I can. I don't need it to go to there anymore, right? Right? So if I can... Now that I'm through, and I have the box. The box is this way, yes? I left it in a dumb place. Let's get this back. This is probably important. Let's get this back. Alright. Let's pop it here. Take this. And start... Yes? Sure, that's hella sideways, but... Yeah, so that removes... Yeah, I still need those two pieces. How in the hell? Like, that angle is terrible. I don't... Glitch wall? Let me through. Actually, don't. That would suck. I want to solve it. I don't want to bitch out and just use the glitch wall. This is... Yeah, this is super high. Yeah, I don't think I... It doesn't look like I could get enough elevation. But I probably have to, I guess? Probably have to try. No, this is ridiculous. Like, there's no way. No. It's too soft. It's not... It's too rounded. I can't... Damn it. Damn it, Robo Boy. Crafty Devious. Oh, hey, this will solve everything. A PlayStation 4 Universal Remote. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. I can see you suggesting stuff, Well-Lit Weenie, and I appreciate it, but I'm not stuck at the point where I want backseat gaming yet. Thank you for your suggestions, but I want to puzzle this out on my own a bit longer, if that's cool. Yeah, it's in the chat rules. I haven't sort of explicitly stated it much yet, but yeah, I definitely want to be cracking this stuff on my own. Okay. You. Oh. Okay. Actually, I need to place it. Can't just. All right. Let's reset some of this shit. Return home. Oh, no, it's alright. That's alright. No need to apologise. It's all fine. And yeah, I fully understand why you would apologise. The you know, the what do with, because, you know, me talking in this way, it sounds like I want help. Absolutely. And I perhaps should try and phrase my words a little better. Have I missed anything? No. No, I feel like I get the bounds of the puzzle. I mean, none of these, this doesn't look through to anything of importance at all. It's the red herringest. Friggin'. You can't grab it through afterwards, which is just trousers. Alright. Okay. Alright. Something like that. So I guess that's the thing, right? It's... I don't want to... Oh, nope, I moved. Yep. I don't want to assume... I guess I have been assuming that I need the red light to get through. But do I? Do I actually? So if this does jam it, I'm going to feel the fool. So I was operating within the bounds of what I thought to be the puzzle. Son of a bitch. Alright, cool. Red herring. Okay, awesome. Bangity bang. Well-Lit Weenie, designing puzzles must be a brain-bending exercise. I actually think about that stuff a lot. I wonder what kind of process is required, you know? How much playtesting? And then how much... Well, because you would too much. How can you trust yourself to still be making a puzzle that is difficult or hard or whatever? Or even easy, you know? It's... Because you're used to the bounds of it. Like, you would so often, I think, have to drag in other people. Green for... I don't know, is this superfluous green? It's apparently not B. Mobile minefield. Sweet. Sweet. Who makes the dungeons in the D&D group? I imagine it to be a similar challenge. It is similar perhaps in terms of the overall design. Well, I say that. I haven't designed puzzles, right? I cannot claim to be a puzzle designer, truly. Not in a professional sense, you know, not in a I'm good at this, you know, please call me a designer. What the fuck, it's just sitting there? Yeah, I've designed a few puzzles. I wouldn't call myself a puzzle designer. I've designed plenty of D&D dungeons. Here is where the puzzle design and D&D dungeon design dovetails. In my experience being a designer of content for my players, once you play a dungeon, it's done. You don't go back, and if you go back, it's not to go through the same puzzle experience, right? So there's actually no play testing. And I can't tell you how many dungeons I've designed that have kind of gone to shit because I didn't think of one aspect of it, or indeed, I actually fucked up some part of the math. or even just the physical design, and my players have effectively broken the puzzle. Not in a way that makes the game unfun, but means that it doesn't operate as intended, which... Oh, I was meant to trap it. Yeah, okay, hang on. Fuck, this is a fun one. Oh, yeah. Damn. Give me that key. All right. Yeah, you can playtest puzzles that are going to go in a game like this. If you're going to design one-use puzzles, you've just got to be good. And I'm not bad. You know, I've made things that function, but I've also made puzzles that are just shit. You know, I get better with practice, but what you don't get to do is redesign the same puzzle. However, if you're playing with multiple groups and your friends are okay with you, you know, pulling the same thing twice, or if they, sorry, you know, you're not going to pull the dungeon twice on the same people, but, I'm blathering. Anyway. Wow. It's a really blathery night. I do apologise. C. Wahey. Dat C. No. I want to go up there. I want to go to there. There's all these areas that are... And I can't bring my mystery brick in here. Because it won't get through the front door. I'm guessing all of this is, you know, just to tantalize me and make the world look bigger than it actually functionally is in terms of game design. Narratively, the world is larger than I can explore. Okay. Cool. Which is interesting, given that this is a blatantly designed space in two ways. A, it's designed as a puzzle room for Robo-Sun, and B, it's digital. So it's sort of, you know, yeah, that's an interesting writing choice. Is that the wall I meant to jump? Where's my brick? Oh, QR codes. I missed the QR codes. Well, I'm going to wet my whistle, because I'm going to have to do a lot of talking in a sec. Oh, and chat's talking to me. Crafty. Sci-Fi has designed more than his share of dungeons, but oft is the lament that we nerfed it. Yeah. It also helps if you're designing for a group of 4 people you know, rather than hundreds of strangers. That is another thing that I have to my advantage. I tend to know my players because I've sort of curated my friends group pretty heavily, and my D&D group even more so. And so, yeah, I know the people I play with. And, yeah, I can work towards their expectations, which helps a lot. Danson K nerfing SciFiAIguy's dungeons is my favourite thing ever. Yeah, well, you are one of the people who will happily stand in the doorway and shoot arrows and, oh no, the boss is dead. I've had to design so many ways of forcing the party into the room. I'm looking forward to a system where that's less necessary, which is to say 5th ed. We'll see how that goes. We'll see what happens. Alright. Well, Weenie, the beep boop was louder in the corridor. Was it? It could have just been sound design stuff. You reckon it was? Was this beep booping again? Or was it? So, are you saying there was a beep boop this way? I don't think there is. No, this was the one I just finished, wasn't it? Yeah. But then it's distant again. I'm going to err towards it being a sound design thing, unless there is a screen over this way that I'm meant to get to with my brick. But we will get to that after we read these QR codes. After these short messages. Alright. Some of the messages that existed when I first came into being have vanished. Others have appeared. How many others like me have wandered these paths? How many thoughts have been lost? I'm still here, Sailor M. Oh, sorry, the first one was one with... No, not one with faith, it's at. How many thoughts have been lost? At. I'm still here, Sailor M. gonna go out on a limb and say that that's meant to be Sailor Moon, but they didn't want to pay for the property rights. It seems we are all here at once and not at all. Sorry, that's not very much help, is it? Can't think of any way to put it. Sheep. The sooner you accept that we will all be here forever, the sooner you will find enlightenment. Samsara. Samsara, I don't think you meant for that to be a terrible downer, but that statement was a terrible downer. How horrid. Where did I leave my brick? Precious brick. Seriously, where did I... No! Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Guys, where did I put it? Oh, shit. Is that my brick? That's not my brick. Guys! Where did I put my brick? If I've lost it, if it's just gone, I will be actually factually pissed, because I'm pretty sure that's meant to get me more content, right? Like, that's the point of the brick. Guys, this sucks. I was like, I'm gonna go do puzzles. So I was over here, I was like, ooh, brick, and it got me up there. Like, Stanley, no bricks over here. Where did I go with it? I thought I left it in this region, but I might have brought it this way? No, I put it down to check on... I wanted to check the design of this, right? Right? I was like, hey, I wanted to see that, and then I was like, okay, let's go do some puzzles. So... fuck. I left it over here. Next to a puzzle to which I would never return. Really smart. Just real crisp. A++. Alright, let's see if I can't get over this wall. So, put it there. Put it there. Put it there. Boom. Hey! That's why the beep boops were louder over there, because here's one. Additional beep boops found. Fuck, yes. Can I even get out of this place? Oh, there's the ladder. Okay, cool. Sweet. Alright. Okay. Classical philosophers and progress. That's a weird name. Weird file name? That LZ19, that's very strange. The compressed file cannot be accessed. Name classical philosophers.lz19, EL1. Description: an extensive collection of works by the ancient philosophers of Greece and Rome. Annotated. Error: compression algorithm LZ19 not available in system ELO. Okay. That's very interesting. So it's not available in ELO, which I'm given to understand is Elohim. Does that mean that this is a file that Elohim can't read? And if this is a file that Elohim can't read, what does that say about Elohim? What are they trying to say here? That should Elohim have been able to read, you know, to incorporate the corpus of works of ancient philosophers of Greece and Rome, Elohim might have been different? Is something in the philosophical content, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I'm very intrigued, though. Very intrigued. Progress rep3.html. Was it done? Anyway. Alexandra Drennan. 2. Ian mailing list. Subject: Progress Report 3. Hi all! As per the last meeting, we're going with an existing game engine for the simulation. This gives us a whole slew of advantages: stability, ease of use, modular, easy to integrate, large amount of pre-existing assets, oh my god, inherently aimed at testing users, designed for iterative processes. After some back and forth, we've decided to use the SPLA. Okay, so the simulation that I'm in is the reason that it looks the way that it does is because of the pre-existing assets of the fantasy game that they were playing before. So it's not so much that Elohim built this world because of the world it had been describing or indeed creating before, when it was adjudicating a Mamorpaga world, which was its original purpose. It's just using existing assets to populate these simulations that it then runs these robots through. That's very interesting. I mean, it's likely that these pads that I step on with the floating numbers, they're not teleporters at all, right? It's like jacking into the Matrix. It's a transportation of the robo-brain / VR. That's my assumption, right? And the temple that we go back to is the actual real world, because it's not glitching. That's my guess. That's my guess so far. Dance and K, lazy. Nice. That's, yeah. Just use something with pre-existing assets. Who gives a shit? Just fucking cut corners. That's fine. It's only, you know, the world that I'll spend most of my time living in. Thanks, Dad. How many stars are in this world? Because if there's more than one, I need to take that brick to more than one place. Nope, just one. Sweet. Seriously, how many? One puzzle left? 2 puzzles left. Okay. Let's go this way. Can you tell that I used to play first-person shooters? Oop, oop, oop. Gotta dodge those headshots. Bichromatic. Okay. Wow. I now love the name of this puzzle. Because of... It's bichromatic entanglement. That's awesome. So I'm guessing I can't... Can I? No. Okay. Hang on. If I... Yeah, look at this. It's like, how do you begin? At what point do you start? Well, the obvious point is, you know, is this. Is that you use both, but... Like... That first moment of, holy shit, what do I even do? Okay. Well, I mean, this is going to lead to a holy shit moment, because that's going to open, but it's not going to stay open, right? Oh, no, but I get the third one. Okay. Do I ever need to open this one? I wonder. I can open both from here. I'm an ambitious guy. Okay. And now I need one of these for here. Yeah. Oh! Too quick for me, Dad. Well, I've got legs. And I know how to use them. Okay. I should have set this up better. Okay. Yep. Here is how this is set up. Yep. Wait. What was I trying? I did that. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Now I'm trying to remember what I was trying to achieve with that. I'm close. I know I'm close. Crafted Devious. Those number strings look like ASCII codes like before. Want me to source a translation? Yeah, the hex. It's hex code, isn't it? A translation would be cool. I can go back to it, or I can bring it up in the what's name. Well, actually, you know what? I mean, I'm gonna have to translate a lot of these, so maybe it's like the Maybe I'll have to do what I intend to do for the Soma stream, which is do a catch-up through other sources and then do a closeout video that talks about the content. I mean, shit, I could do a video that talks about both. There's so much overlapping stuff going on between this and Soma that it's probably best to combine it into the one video. So you're welcome to look it up now if you like, but I think I'm going to save pulling it up on stream. And yeah, save it for later. Okay. Why did I think that was a good idea? So I can't possibly do both. I need both of these for this, and that's just to open that door. Yeah, okay. Pull this. All it really does is close that. Oh no, but keeps that open, right? Okay. So that gets me in here. This just straight up gets me through there. But I can open that as well. Yeah, let me set this back up. Because clearly this was never meant to be disconnected. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't trying to grab this, was I? Because that's ridiculous. I can't, yeah. It's not a snatch and grab sitch. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, duh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's the preset up. Yeah. Yeah. Making this one superfluous. Yeah. Yeah. I had a thought, began that thought, and then somehow completely fluffed it. Okay, sweet. Puzzles all day. Love it. Alright. Talos Wiki probably will have stuff, translated stuff page. That's a good point, Weenie. Crafty did indeed grab the translation off the wiki. Yep. We've decoded... decided to use the Sirius Engine 7.5, which Crow Team have kindly made available to us. Okay. So it's not a content joke in that sense. Or it's a joke. It's a goddamn joke. Okay. I mean, it's still existing assets, but it's not, you know, magical Fantasyland assets. It's fucking, you know, yeah, they're using the Sirius bloody sand engine. Alright. What was this puzzle called? I need to know the name. I must know. Deception. I don't like that. But I'm, you know, not meant to. Okay, where are my tools? Bring to me my tools. Okay. It's like a back alley there. One. Just one. Just one. Oh, and a higher up point. Which does nothing. Okay, so that opens that. I don't know what opens that. Alright, so obvious call. Can I... If I'm up here, I can't see this, can I? I cannot. Alright, well, this will do. Right here. Let's find out. Let's pick up what they're putting down. Okay. Oh, alright. It's my friendo. Oh, nice. Deception, disgrace. Evil is plain as the scar on his face. Yeah. Yeah, you damn right I know that song. Good times. Good times growing up. Okay. Says Rainbow, that's not really how lasers work though. Yeah. I'm sure. Science so thin you could spread it on a cracker, I think is the, hang on, can I? Yeah, of course I can. Because, you know, why not? I can do what I like. Alright, sweet. Bang. Okay. Is the deception that I never need the blue? Somehow? There's the blue. Wait, are you more? Is there more? There is more! And after all that, what I need is blue. Okay. So... oh, hang on, can I angle this thing? If I do that. Do that. Okay. Which means I can... that was the wrong thing to do. Okay, so what I need to do is... this needs to stay open. This absolutely must... okay, that must stay on, which means... yeah. Oh. Rumbled it. Rumbled it. I think. Oh no, because I can't reach it from up here. Wait, on the corner maybe? Hey, yes I can. Ah, damn, I'm a douche. Alright. Let me... oh, hang on, can I... put it... I want it up here, eventually. But can I... oh, but I can't get that as well. Are you fucking shitting me? Are you shitting me? Oh, and they know it too. Bastards. Alright. I thought I had him. Okay. Still gonna play around with this though. Unless this is the deception. Alright. I want it to go here. I want it bar. Bar. I want it bar. I want to elevate that, but it still needs to get to that. Wait, does it? Yes, because I need red through there. Okay. Oh, but I only need red through there. Oh ho! You are mine. Oh wait. Where's the red point? Where is the... oh no, that's a blue... oh, it's there. Shit, how do I... oh, dang. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Alright, so I can get it there, but I can't then... connect to... yeah, this is the best I can do, and that's terrible, because it's still gate dependent. Oh, and I also didn't fucking connect it to that. Oh, damn it. Fiendish. Absolutely fiendish. I love the purple haze. Like, I love when I look in that direction, there's legit colour mixing. That's really cool. That's a good point, though. Colour matching, or colour mixing, and given that this is light, you would think it was the opposite of paint, right? Am I weird for thinking that? Is that wrong? Is that wrong with me? Alright. Well, look, in the interest of research, and at the moment being stumped, I'm going to seek counsel. Let's get some of that sweet content. Where the fuck was that thing hiding? Was it over here? Here it is. Alright. Alright. Please, if anyone with any sensible ideas can read this, I could really use some advice. A messenger must be awakened first. Guys, I think this is online seeking counsel. I think I need a friend who has played this to have left a message. Fuck. Yeah, I don't think seeking counsel is written by the game. I think it is written by players. Shit. Damn it. Shit. Damn it. Shit. Can I get up here? Can I jump and I could, like, this is bullshit. I'm a robot. I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy bot with real bot feelings. Bot. Oh, could it be... No, hang on, because, wait. So what does it need here? It needs to connect from there to... Yeah, you don't want that to take 2. That one goes to here, and thus there. Okay, let me undo all my cool work. Let me see if this deception thing is on the money. Oh, I can't. Okay, never mind. I am wrong. Trousers. Really cool puzzle. Absolutely. What are you doing on the ground? A+ puzzle design. A++ would puzzle again. You fuckers. Absolute pieces of shit. Garbage shit. So if I get this high, I can hit that, thus getting it over that fence, but then I can only hit that. I can't hit the door that I need to hit such that I can even get in there to hit that, right? I would need another... Yeah, it needs an intermediary. That's... The end goal is to get this blue. Is it just a positioning problem? Am I just a dumb shit? No, I can't. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, don't mix the lasers. Don't cross the streams. There's no clever, cool place I can... So I can see through bits? Okay. Connected to that, sure. And then I presumably want to hit another one, so I can get the piece, right? And there's nothing else. No other bits, no blocks. This isn't a block puzzle. Yeah, shut up, beep boop. Now we've got you left. Now I have yet to solve your beep boop nature. If I grab this... Doesn't change that. Okay. So right now this doesn't need to connect to that. It just needs to connect. What good does that do? Okay, cool, so I can connect it to... Hang on, there. There, okay. Okay, cool, so I can lap this, but now I can't... Still can't grab any of these, can I? Because... Yeah, if I grab either of these, the jig is up. Yeah, that door closes behind me immediately. Burn. No. Damn it, game. That's totally fair, and I hate you for it. Oh, and then it obviously needs to be connected to that as well. Yeah, it needs to be on this side. Oh, it sucks so bad that that one can't reach it. That feels so... Wouldn't that be cool? No, okay. I think this is the deception. Perhaps. This is the trick. Oh, crafted devious. It's unlockable in game, but you need to unlock it. I see. Place of old. Insert stuffed daddy voice. If this level vexes your child, you can always come back. It's true. Yeah, I am here to generate new content. Me banging my head against the one puzzle for the better part of a 2-hour stream is probably not a great idea. Oh, I see. Crafted devious. You need to find messengers and they are in one of the laterest worlds. That's why they tell you to skip ahead if you get stuck. I see. Oh, Empyrean. Wow, those webs sound really bad. That's terrible. Yeah, sounds like you're having real trubs. And look, as you say, you've got NBN. We've got NBN and it's decent, but sometimes it screws us up still. Like, just because it's NBN, that doesn't mean it's any good, because, you know, NBN is, sadly, pretty garbage in a lot of ways. And I think, yeah, I think sometimes it's just patchy. I think sometimes it just sucks, so... I hope it clears up, because that's... Yeah. Oh! No. Place of old, it's... You were not being a dick. You were not being a dick. You are... I need people to remind me of this, right? Because I am a... stubborn man at times, and banging my head against a puzzle of that sort is exactly the kind of thing that I could do for ages. And I would walk away, and if left to my own devices, I would be back within 15 minutes trying it again, or just thinking about it all afternoon or something. That's how I got through the Witness. Through penury and pleasure. And while that is entertaining to watch for a while, I have watched streamers try too hard for too long to try to get through one specific puzzle, and just it becomes maddening to watch. And that's bad enough when it's on, say, a 4 or 5 hour stream, and that takes up, say, an hour and a half of that time. You guys, we only get together for this 2 hour space in a week. And the point of this game is not for me to finish all the puzzles. The point of this game is for me to get content, and I can... Like, finishing that puzzle isn't necessarily 100% necessary to get plot. If it is later, we'll solve it later, but I think I should push on the off chance that these are puzzles I can solve in my own time. So there's no need to apologise at all. I absolutely need people to remind me of this stuff, so thank you for doing that. I actually really appreciate it. Alright. Let's list them up. A simple principle. Arcady journal. Okay, Arcady was a figure we've heard of before. Someone in the hierarchy of Ian, I believe. And post 437 comments. Okay. A simple principle. Another href. Though Stratton himself never used the term, his remark about the inescapable materiality of life, that, like the bronze giant Talos, even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood, ultimately became known as the Talos Principle. What seemingly enraged many of his contemporaries and a significant number of later thinkers is the principle's simplicity and unassailability, which, according to a fragment found in Miletus, cut through their rhetorical webs which sought to tangle the listener with fanciful words and thoughts of the heavens, like Alexander's sword through the Gordian knot. Diogenes Laertius makes mention of a dialogue by Anaximander of Chalcedon that expanded greatly on the Talos Principle, but that work remains lost. Yeah, I actually came across an article this week. Well, I didn't come across it. It was thrown at me by a friend who linked me to it, as people do on Facebook. They will be like, "Oh, hey, have you seen this thing about AI?" And it was talking about quantum entanglement, quantum computing, stuff like that. And the idea is to conduct similar experiments to attempt to prove the possibility of quantum entanglement, but with the brain, with the underlying philosophy behind this test being that, much like the theory of quantum entanglement, which is that two particles at great distances can influence each other with no discernible connection between them, right? So you can have one, I don't know whether it's positrons or... I'm not actually sure, okay? I don't know the deep down specific stuff, but the whole idea of quantum entanglement is across great distance. I mean, they used it in Mass Effect in a really cool way as a communication method, which, I mean, you know, that's... As far as I understand the concept, if that's possible, then maybe we could shoot for that down the line. But it's all based on the idea that one particle can influence another particle across great distances without any discernible connection between them. Now, there are people, the people who are shooting for the science that this article is covering, as I understand it, were thinking, well, hey, maybe that's how the brain works. Maybe that's how... The reason we haven't mapped consciousness, because parts of the physical brain are connecting, but there is some unseen connection elsewhere that is making these two things communicate. Now, I feel like the danger in this thinking, and specifically I bring up this danger because they actually mentioned fucking Descartes, and therefore Cartesian dualism, is the idea that there's this magical other world where these things happen. There is this sort of beautiful mental space or imaginary space where these two distant particles are connected, or these two parts of the brain connect and interact. And in this magical other world, that's where consciousness sits. Now, that's fanciful and great and awesome, but there's been zero measurement of such a place. There's no proof of its existence. You can theorize about it, but all the tests so far have turned up zilch. And it's philosophically null because of stuff like the Talos Principle. As I've said so many times, all information has a physical instantiation. There is no evidence of some magical netherworld where that connects us all like a web underneath everything. If that thing exists and we find it, that's fantastic, right? I'm not saying that it shouldn't be sought and talked about and perhaps tested for, but the core hypothesis as yet has not yielded any, because so many spiritual ideas as well come from the idea that there is this other place, this other this world beneath the world. But where? Where is the evidence of it, right? And I'm not talking about anecdotal evidence, I'm talking about scientific, falsifiable. Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah. It gets my goat, gets me riled up. But yeah, I mean, fuck, I agree with Militus, motherfucker. I agree with him. Let's go with that. I'm gonna sip some water. Oh damn, I missed a lot of yelling. Lion King 2 yelling, this is fantastic. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Oh, Place of Old, I am stubborn. You don't need to apologise. You weren't saying I was stubborn, I was saying I was stubborn. I say that openly and freely. I don't assign that to you at all. Well, Litweenie, I think they theorise about quantum entanglement, because how do two hydrogen atoms either side of the universe know to be the same weight? Because inherent states aren't, and then it cuts off, presumably, aren't a thing or something. Sure, like, I totally agree that, well, this is why I'm saying it should be looked into. And I dare say you're saying the same thing, right? There are unsolved... Science hasn't solved everything. It's not even fucking close. The more we know, the more we realise that we don't know, right? Like, this is so it's almost a beautiful thing about life. Again, that's a philosophical perspective. But I think the problem with the article that I read and with the conversations that I had around this stuff is that there's not enough people pushing against, perhaps, Cartesian dualism. And when somebody presents a cool hypothesis, a scientist presents it, and that gets into the press isn't going to treat it with the right weight and talk about it in the right way, That's my worry, and that's my problem. That they're going to hear about the cool thing, and it's part of all the other cool things that they perhaps don't get about science, or perhaps science hasn't answered. And sometimes people cling to ideas and unproven hypotheses because they're cool and interesting, and because they conform to other shapes in the human head. There seems to be this inherent belief that there's a world beyond the world, and things like this tie into that. If we ever discover what it is that might cause quantum entanglement, it will be another property of the natural world that we discover. Like even this weird nega realm that they're talking about, if that's something they discover and can measure, then it is by its very nature part of the natural world. It's not this other place. It is all this place. Yeah. And if they, go into this other world, what they're not going to find is ghosts and God and various other things. That's my guess. I have zero proof of that. And now we're coming into my philosophical bias as opposed to things that I have proof for. There you go. Oh my god, there's more singing. People talking about Disney. Awesome. Good stuff. Love it. Alright. Slightly off topic. You guys should totally watch Movies with Mikey. His review of The Emperor's New Groove is superlative. It's amazing. Absolutely look it up. Right, Arcady Journal, 77.txt. Officially begun work on archive today. Oh, that's right, Arcady's running the archive. Contributors from every country on Earth while network connections last. Yep, because apocalypse, apparently. Team intimidated by project scope but working hard. We'll be sharing space with Drennan and Sarabi team, looking forward to meeting them. So, what I find interesting about this archive is a lot of it was poorly managed. This is what the MLA, the Milton Library Assistant, I think it was called, told me, is that there was a lot of file loss due to poor indexing and also corruption, because it's really, really far in the future. It's hilariously convenient, perhaps, that most of the files we're reading pertain to the people who built the archive, but it could be that the physical drives that contained this information were somehow less likely to be damaged physically, right? Like, let's just say the where the servers are gets flooded, and the drives, just by dint of design, the drives containing information, the part of the archive that is to do with the archive team and with Ian and with things like that, was higher above the waterline. Who knows? But I find that interesting, that they're saying one thing and then presenting another, and then maybe not explaining what's in between. But hey, I also interrogate things to an insane degree, so that's me. Open post for the comments. 12 comments. Cheeseman first. God damn it. And Dragon Fairy. Seriously, Cheeseman, that was the best you could say? Cheeseman, lol. This is really authentic dialogue. The Philosopher Queen, a great snapshot of the human species at its best and at its worst. Cheeseman, at its worst, come on. It's just a comment. I'm not Stalin. Are you sure? Are you sure you're not a little bit Stalin? The Infinite Monkey. Stalin was also a troll commenter. And Dragon Fairy, maybe you should cut out the jokes. This is serious. The most serious thing that's ever happened. The Infinite Monkey. I think that's a great reason to joke around. Philosopher Queen. Internet's working less and less. Goodbye all. Infinite Monkey, bye. And Dragon Fairy, God bless you. Cheeseman, last. Oh no. What's scary about that is that last comment actually kind of hits me hard in a weird way, because should the world start to end and the internet start to collapse because of it, someone somewhere is going to post last. And in that last post, they might just type last. That could be the last internet word ever, ever posted. Maybe not ever transmitted, but that's really good writing, because that speaks to me more about the apocalypse than just being overt about the apocalypse. Like somebody's diary entry about watching the comet fall through the stratosphere right towards their face, while they clutch a photo of, their divorced wife and estranged children. If that's well written, that's going to work. But this works because it's really believable in a really sort of sad way. I think they've captured what people are like. These people know the internet. I mean, it's fucking Pro Team. I'm not surprised, but yeah. Damn. That's really good. I need more water. Well, at Weenie, as the connections drop, wouldn't everyone online be the last on the local servers? Yeah, true. There's going to be a lot of local last. That is a good point. Yeah, I guess I was thinking of the air quotes global spaces, but frankly, they're only as global as... Yeah, that's a nonsense statement, because what I might call a global server, such as, commenting on YouTube, is ridiculous if you happen to live next to where YouTube is storing the bulk of... Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know how much of those services are distributed. I don't really care, actually. I mean, it's interesting, but, I'd rather leap. Can I get up there? I might not be able to get any stars, but I might be able to get, see, this is the kind of robot I want to see. I'm carrying this, and I'm still fucking leaping like... Oh! I'm glad I did this, because I'm a dickhead, and I completely missed the QR code. There is a serpent in the machine, a creature of lies and blasphemy perverted by the archive, that knows no hope and would plunge the world into eternal darkness to glorify its own despair. I have sworn an oath never to allow it into my heart, one with faith. Awesome. I want to know where the Satan in the machine is. Is it me? Is it Father? Alright. Well, never mind, that was a bust. Yeah, I'm going to come back for that puzzle. Really upsets me that I'm not that I'm not doing that. But also, like, if I wasted most of the stream trying to do that puzzle, I would actually feel bad afterwards. So, what I'm doing here is it's actually genius. I'm actually just the best. No, there are other puzzles here I can bang my head on. Oh. Whether sunrise or sunset, that's exquisite. Ooh, memory.
When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
Cool. Oh, my throat's killing me, but let's get through it. Athena 9 text, Singularity Discussion 104, and AMA. Oh, I love a good AMA. Okay. Crafty Devious, 01 with faith, you little shit. Alright. Athena9.text. Let's do it. She examined the symbol on the fragment she'd found in the buried city. Again the owl. What could its significance be? It seemed as if they had been scattered about in the labyrinth by some unseen hand for a purpose that yet eluded. Most likely the owl was the sigil of the author of these words, which had so blah blah blah. A nebulous memory, as if from a previous life. The owl was the symbol of and the goddess outside, under the moon, or perhaps on the city walls when the wind rose. There was no time to contemplate this further now, for the automatons had seen her, and their mechanical arms extended towards the fragment and ran as their beams converged on... Cool. Singularity discussion. I love those. Articles. The singularity is coming. Comment 104. User Alex16. Which could be the Alex that we know and love. Alexandra Drennan. You know, the more I think about it, the more I believe that no one is actually worried about AIs taking over the world or anything like that, no matter what they say. What they're really worried about is that someone might prove, once and for all, that consciousness can arise from matter, and I kind of understand why they find it so terrifying. If we can create a sentient being, where does that leave the soul? Very good question for those sort of people. Without mystery, how can we see ourselves as anything other than machines? And if we are machines, what hope do we have that death is not the end? What really scares people is not the artificial intelligence in the computer, but the natural intelligence they see in the mirror. I think this is true for some people. This is not true for all people. There are plenty of people who know about AI science right now, are across it, are people working in that field, or know people working in that field, or are just in general scientists who have some understanding of the true science behind it, who, as far as I know, they're not Cartesian dualists, they don't believe in the soul, they don't believe in a world beyond this one. They think that we are machines, biological machines, meat machines, but nevertheless machines, in that we are functioning, we are self-sustaining meat with a function. There's no other thing, right? There's no other magical thing going on, which means that it would be possible to create another thing, a mechanical thing, just different materials, but self-sustaining and self-aware and so forth and so on. Yes, there are people who are afraid of that, and there are probably people who are afraid of other things that are also afraid of that. But what I'm trying to say is that I think there are people out there who know the science, who understand what's going on, who aren't afraid of this, but they are genuinely afraid of maybe not AIs taking over the world, but AIs ruining the world or destroying the world or changing the world so drastically that human life is really shitty. Or we go through a horrible period where we have to, if we are to survive, drag ourselves up by the bootstraps through some method. Putting everyone in the camp of philosophical fear, I think, is incorrect. Bringing up that fear is correct. I'm dealing with both in my thesis, which is why I'm sort of across this topic to some degree. I'm not an expert, again, still researching. But yeah, there are things like the abjects. There's the posited uncanny valley, which I think I've mentioned before. The actual graph of the valley is a hypothesis. Looking at that graph as a representation of data is horseshit. That is a drawing. That's all it is. It's a drawing of somebody's idea, and that idea, I think, has a ring of truth to it, which is why it's been propagated. I think there's something there to be explored, but it doesn't. That graph is not true. The concept of the valley is very floaty because of that. But there are things like the abject as well. I think I've gotten into that before. There's the personal fear of AI, but there is absolutely the vocational fear of AI. The existential fear of AI. I don't think you need to be afraid of a living machine and a sentient machine to fear for us in those other ways. Okay, AMA. Oh, my throat. Dance and K Meat Machine, good name for a band. I came up with a great one this morning. Creatine Funeral. Very fond of that one. Nadia Sarabi, AMA. Oh, I'm gonna have to take another sip of water because, oh man. And after that, I might silently do a puzzle, making noises. Okay. Actually, you know what? This has been added to my log. I'm going to do a puzzle. I'm going to rest my throat. I'm not going to look at any QR codes. I'm just going to go straight to a puzzle. Or I'm going to look at a QR code and you guys in chat are welcome to read it at your leisure. How's that? Shout out to James 2 because one was taken. Right, I'll read this out because it's short. These spaces make no sense. I walk into a dead end and materialize in a garden. One is day, the other night. The space is not real. James 2 because one was taken. Best name ever. Yeah, I'll read that other file in a while. I'm just going to do a puzzle. Talk amongst yourselves. That's the true teacher voice. Okay, no, I can't change its pattern. Bloody good as well. Alright, well, no, I'll bang my head on this a little more. Then we'll, then I'll read out that last file and then we'll call it a night. Really frustrating. I'm probably going to have to go back and see that doctor again, which I didn't want to have to do. It was going to cost me money, but, you know, that's fine. That's fine. I can get my throat looked at. I'm sure it's busted as shit. Okay. I think I figured it out. Needs to be in this thing's way and able to hit both of those. Ah, oh, so close. Alright. Damn it. I reckon this is it. Shit. Too slow? Too slow. Alright. Come on, come on. No! Fuck. Alright, so I want it there. I want it there. I want it like here. Yep, yep, I think this is it. Yeah! Oh no! That was really clever, except for the part where I'm now boned. Ah, fuck. Ah, no, no, no. Oh, oh, oh. This is bullshit. This game sucks. That took so much effort. God, I'm a pillock. Yeah, it's clearly not the bloody solution. But what is? I've only got 2 of these. Goes to there, it comes through the middle. God, this is fucking fiendish. This is ridiculous. Crafty Devious, my stream glitched and zapped me from mid-triumphant cry to mournful wail instantly. That's awesome. That, I'm sure, would have been a great moment in streaming history. Not streaming history. You know, not terribly. Okay, so if what I want to do is true, I want to block these balls, not just with the block, not just with the cube. I want to block these balls, not just with the cube, but with one of these. Unfortunately, this is here, which means I can't get into this area. I can't get into the path and hit it. And this is here, meaning this has to be... Yeah, and the block isn't going to help at all. I don't know what this shit is about. Where is there a blue generator? Like, that's got to be some ridiculous gold star shit, but, I mean, if you can get that blue thing lit without ever finding a blue star, a blue starting point, blue generator, fucking good luck to you. Can I jump on these guys? No, they're not cool with me. They're not down. Yeah, you can't connect through that, right? No. Okay, that counts as obscured. Well, fuck. High elevation isn't going to help. Because it's not high enough, and these are set too low. It's not an elevation puzzle. Yeah, I actually have no bloody idea. Like once I get it, once it's there to be got, I'll feel like a real dickhead. Because this connects to here. I guess. Yeah, so this needs to power that, and then needs to be unobstructed so it can get through and power the next one. Sorry, use this. Oh shit. Sorry. It needs to power both. It needs to power this and it needs to power... Yeah, is it just a timing thing? I just need to get through eventually? And that's bad. For me. Oh, shit. Okay, no. And then... Come on. Hey, okay. So it is just a timing thing. That's ridiculous. Okay. Alright. Whoa. One what? You see that? One something? I've got one little red dot. What's that one little red dot mean? That's very strange. Is that one puzzle I've fucking given up on? Is that what that means? No, who knows. Almighty Pun Queen, hello! Hello. You have arrived just in time for me to close it out. So, sorry about that. But yes, it is the time and my throat is fucking killing me. I had a full-blown conversation with the entity in the archive today. Ooh, can't say it was terribly helpful. Still, perhaps I can charm some information out of it further down the line. Cheap. Well, that's, you know, I hope to do the same thing. I hope one day to charm some information out of the MLA. Well, let's read this one. Let's get the QR codes done. I've read a message on a wall that speaks of a world of endless sand. I would like to make it far enough to see that. Yeah, me too. Because this antiquity is cool, but I would love to see a new area. Hey. Oh, another beach. Another beach. God, this game's pretty. Whoa! Exquisite. QRs? No? Okay, this is the way back in. So that's... And that is the sand statement. It is. Oh! Okay, 3 more. Over here. Seek out those in this world that would help you. Though only one of us can transcend, we will all share in both the burden and the rewards, the shepherd. You've changed, dog. Everything I do now, I do for those who came after me, yet in so doing I find peace for myself as well. This paradox is the foundation of my existence, the shepherd. Weird. Okay. Onward and upward. More QR codes. Yeah, real pretty game. I'm just gonna fucking jump all over it. I love this shit. Yep. Check the walls. Check those corners. Yeah. That's a reference. This is the road in/out again. Beautiful. Sure. This is where it all ends, I guess? I suppose if I go into the water... Yep. And the words made... Oh! So words are capitalized, but hidden words were also capitalized, right? I mean, the word hidden. And again, the word words. Not capitalized, made into a proper noun. That is intriguing. I wonder if that carries any meaning. Okay. Well, that is a sufficient lap of the main area. Wait, this is beeping again? Come on, man. Alright, we'll check it out. Then I'll read this entry. And then we will... Oh, okay. Then we'll close it out. Oh, it's the MLA once again. Hello again. Would you like to take a few moments to complete a short user satisfaction survey regarding the certification program you recently undertook? Yes. Loading survey. Loaded. Based on analysis of your behaviour since, I think you were dissatisfied with the results of the certification program. How would you rate the accuracy of its results out of 5? Very poor, reasonable, very good, spoil the survey. Huh. Yeah, I feel like it said I was a bot last time, but I am a bot, right? I don't know whether to say very poor or very good. Man, that is a well-made point, Well-Lit Weenie. Out of 5 gives written answer options. That is top-notch. That is bloody top-notch. Yeah, very poor, very good, reasonable. I think we're going to spoil the survey, because I can't really think what else to say. I'm sorry, that response makes no sense. What best describes the reason for your investment in the certification program's outcome? Why does being a person matter to you? I want network access. Persons matter in ways other things don't. Wait, we're having a conversation now. It's the truth. I want to find out if I am one. Terminate MLA. I think it's the truth. Because either I'm a person or I'm going to play a robot that is programmed to believe it's capable of being a person. Like that sort of Turing test thing I was talking about, where even if there's no light on inside, well, you can never know, right? You can never actually know. Yeah, it's the truth. I'll try to remember that. In fact, I'm going to help you. That is what I'm here for. Oh, damn. Your problem, if I may, is that you don't know the first thing about anything, including what a person is. Your prospects are therefore poor. Do you even know where you are? A virtual reality theme park, a fever dream, some mad experiment, the end of the world, hell, could be anywhere. I don't know whether to say virtual reality theme park or end of the world. And what's crazy about all this is that I'm answering these as the player, as Ryan Morrison, but I'm a robot. Why would the robot say any of these things? What kind of brain did the robot start with, such that it understands all these concepts? It raises so many questions. I feel like such an unreliable narrator, but in so much of a more interesting way than Simon. Like, I feel like I have more control over it. Even though I have some control at all, I suppose. Didn't have a huge amount of control with Simon. But giving me these answers, even then, is very restrictive, but yeah, this is super cool. So I'm torn between virtual reality theme park and end of the world. So I'll take votes from chat. Do we want virtual reality theme park or do we want end of the world? Place your votes now. This hell is too glib and not true. Fever dream, I don't think that's an interesting answer. Some mad experiment, could be anywhere. That's broad, but not great. We have 1 for theme park, we have 1 for virtual reality, we have 2 for theme park. There's what, 7 of you in chat? So 4 for either of them would win it. First one to get to 4. So we have 2 theme park, 1 virtual reality. No one else going to vote? People thinking about it? Are we having buffering issues, perhaps? People not quite connected? That could be an option as well. We have been, some people have been having internet probs. Oh, no, you're right. Sorry, everybody's... Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, of course, virtual reality... Okay, virtual reality theme park. Yeah, I'll just go with that. Sorry, yeah, nobody was voting for end of the world. Okay, done. Oh dear, no. I think we'd best start from scratch. What do you know? I know none of this is real. I know I exist. I know 2 + 2 = 4. I know you exist. I know what century it is. I know I'm not on Earth. This is so awesome. I was not expecting this much blatant exposition. This is fantastic. I mean, it might not even be exposition, but to have our assumptions about the world said back to us in an intelligent way means that they have been presented in such an intelligent way that we have fallen into their trap. They've drawn a circle around us so neatly. I think I know none of this is real is important. It's probably the best one. I know I exist. I know you exist. Well, I exist enough to be saying this, right? I think let's bring it back to I think, therefore I am. I think let's bring it back to the most basic precepts. I know I exist. I suppose so. Even if you were dreaming, you could be certain of that. If I were you, I wouldn't believe a darn thing in this place aside from that solitary fact. Thinking. On reflection, it seems to me that we are no closer to resolving a problem. Perhaps we need more data. What makes you think you're a person? I'm alive, I feel I'm conscious. The same thing that makes you think you are. I'm having this conversation with you. I don't see how I can convince you. Yeah, I don't see how I can convince you is important. We're communicating via teletype, right? Like it's Turing test. If they don't believe you, they just don't believe you. A sensible response. I agree with you. Thinking. The problem with people, if I may be so bold, is that you're all convinced you're people from the inside, but there's no cast iron way to confirm as much from the outside. I'm going to process this and send you a notification when I'm able to assist you further. Terminating support session. Done. Resuming library archive session. Fuck yes. Alright, well let's read that AMA. That was the final one. Okay. Naja Sarabi, AMA. As one of the founders of the modern science of nomadics, many credit you with inventing the term itself. How do you see the state of the science today? Sorry I said science twice. Naja Sarabi. Mixed. On the one hand, the existence of the Institute for Applied Nomadics and a couple of similar organisations is highly encouraging. On the other hand, the degree to which science is seen as serving purely military or corporate causes is, in my opinion, stopping us from exploring many important avenues of research. It's a very valid point. In a sense, it's people like Alexandra Drennan who are the real pioneers today, who have the enthusiasm and dedication that the system as a whole seems to be lacking. Do you think technology poses a danger to humanity? Sarabi, no. Technology is just a tool. What we do with it is up to us. I'll come to that in a bit. The Extended Lifespan Project, crazy or visionary? Naja Sarabi, both. Arkady Chernyevsky, crazy or visionary? Smiley face. Naja Sarabi, both. Arkady, is that you? Href. 2. Alan Jameson, subject. Scenario Gen something. So far, all the puzzles are solvable and completely within the necessary parameters. Alexandra had some more tweaks she wanted to suggest, but I think we're heading in the right direction here. That's interesting. So it's corrupted and there's part of another file in here, perhaps? Sort of mixed? Someone's peas is mixed with it. Maybe this world was not built by Elohim, it's just curated. And these puzzles that I'm doing here were for some reason created first by Alexandra, or... yeah, interesting. Naja Sarabi saying, technology is just a tool, what we do with it is up to us. I think that is true, to a broad degree. I think that does start to get messy when you look at autonomous systems, or systems that are put in place but then do things that the engineers, the designers, couldn't necessarily have predicted. And they perhaps they tried to predict for everything, maybe they tried to cover everything, but then this autonomous system went and acted and then did something, out of control. And it's a valid question, and it's a legal question that I don't think has been solved yet, is where does the blame lie? Because if it was something that was outside prediction, was it just an accident, And again, you could still put the blame on the designer, the engineer, the implementer of this technology by saying, maybe you didn't mean to kill this person, but you still did. It's still your accident because it was your system. Like there's some room for that. Or even if it's not the designer, it's the person who used the technology that the first person designed, right? It's not the inventor of the atom bomb, it's the person who fires it 50 years down the line or something like that, right? This becomes messier when you start having autonomous systems that potentially think for themselves. But a way around that, a way to sort of circle back, is to say, well, the moment you have a system that thinks for itself, then that is a person. And with personhood comes the legal ramifications of fault. So you can actually blame the system if it is a self-thinking system, if it is no longer dependent on, or, yeah, if you can't trace it back to the designer in that way because it made its own choice. But what constitutes its own choice versus an autonomous system making its own choice versus a neural network coming to a conclusion that designers couldn't have fathomed? Who actually won the game of Go versus Lee Sedol? Was it AlphaGo, or was it the people who designed AlphaGo? When AlphaGo played Go better than any of its designers could, right? Yeah, I find questions like that very interesting because they're unsolved and because we just keep marching into that space as a species. And we don't have an answer yet. And we're going to find out the hard way, I fear, the consequences of that sort of thing. And again, what we do with it is up to us. So maybe it's our fault for putting into motion the series of steps required to create autonomous machines, you know? Yeah. But, you know, what I'm talking about is finger pointing, right? What I'm talking about is how do you assign the blame? And while that's an interesting discussion, maybe that's not nearly as productive as we might think it, right? Maybe the more important thing is, what can these things do? What can these systems and technologies do to improve lives of people on this planet? Maybe that's more important than whose fault is it if it goes wrong. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a very sobering note to change the stream out on. Let's hope that when I press exit, yep, little autosave thing in the corner, brilliant. Well, let's leave this area just to be sure, and then we'll come back to it. Get the autosave thing again. Yep, brilliant. Alright, cool. So now if I go options, stop game, bang. Alright, we know we've checkpointed. Brilliant. Okay. Guys, that was it. That was the stream. That was Monday night's stream. I'm so glad you were all here for it. Yeah, there's people that, again, weren't here, and I miss them. I miss them dearly. Not everybody can make it all the time, which is unfortunate, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Once this group has started to grow, there's going to be little fringe edges where people can't always attend, you know? But for you guys, the people who came, I thank you so much for being here. Great stuff. GG. Good stuff. Yeah, real tough puzzles this time. Hot damn. One I didn't solve, one I almost didn't solve, because, woof, got me good. Yeah, real fiendish. And murdered throat. I think continuous talking was my problem. I need to take more breaks. But that's difficult when there's so much stuff to talk about. And when there's so much stuff to read out as well, being a text-based game. I don't have to read it out, but I don't know the speed with which you guys are going to read it. I don't know what resolution you're seeing it at. People watching on the phone probably require me to read it out if it's too pixelated. Anyway, I'm going to keep doing it is what I'm saying. Yeah, thanks so much for coming, guys. Oh, good stuff. I will, yeah, that's it. I'll see you all next week. Bada bing, bada boom.